I asked Manuel to describe his approach to teaching. I presented him with the case of teaching putting to a teenage girl.
Your plan, what would be your plan? So one of the members comes, they give you their 14-year-old daughter. And
well, they're easy. And then all they're trying to do is hit the ball to the hole. They don't have all the stuff that the adults have. Did you watch the chip and putt stuff at the Masters?
Yes.
Well, there's a typical example of what the kids do. They don't worry about whether they take it this way or whether they take it with the arms or anything. They just try to get the ball to where they want it to go. And when I teach the kids, that's what I do. And interestingly enough, when you keep it simple like that, their stroke gets very good. Just like with the adults.
So you've got that 14-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the green. They've got the putt in their hand. What words do you use? What do you coach them with? What do you tell them to do?
I just send the ball to the hole. Or usually I try to get a straight putt to start them with. I just roll the ball to the hole.
Okay, and right away they start trying to hit it. You got some hand action, they're trying to hit it up there. What then?
I tell them the same thing. Roll the ball. Don't hit it, roll it. And I will put the ball even with the right foot and have the club behind the ball. And I say, now roll the ball from there. And then they do that 3 or 4 times, and then I say, now do exactly the same thing, but put the ball in the normal position.
In this clip, I asked Manuel about introducing a new player to chipping and to the full swing.
What about chipping? What about that?
With chipping, I asked them to brush the grass and try to feel the ball rolling. Regardless of whether it's a sand iron or a 7 iron, whatever, same intent. Because whether you're 14 years old or 30 years old, everybody's trying to get the ball up in the air. And the first thing that I do with everybody is to try to get that intent out of the system. Because once they have that intent, they can't play the shots. I put people behind that bunker that you worked on today. And I said, let me see you swing the club and see if you can hit the ball into the bank. And every time they do that, the ball goes high and soft and gets up on the green. Now, with the adults, I get a little more detail because their minds accept it. I try to get them to realize that they cannot produce a shot. No one can produce the shot. Why is that?
The club produces it.
That's correct. All you can do is produce the motion. Now, with kids, this wouldn't mean anything. But with adults, I have this conversation with them. And I ask a lot of people, when I put you there, tell me what you do.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time before they say to me, well, I picked the club. They got all this other stuff.
Okay, so you're working with them with chipping, and then they come back for the next lesson. Now you're going to do some to full swing.
Well, I use the full swing, but without hitting golf balls. If
Cool.
it's a beginner, young beginner, I have them swing the club, the driver, for instance, or any long wood or any iron, full without hitting balls. Because of what?
Gets them out of trying to hit the ball.
Correct. The moment they get big, then they want to hit the ball a long ways.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're making the swing, I ask them to swing the club over the shoulder, brush the grass, and finish over the other shoulder.
And once they can do that, you give them the ball?
Yeah. For little tiny kids, I'll take the club head. I can't do that now, so I'll take the club head and I move the club head backwards and forwards, or I move the club backwards and forwards and brush the grass. And I only hit the ball maybe a foot or two. And then with my hand on the club, I ask them to do it so that I can feel what their feel is.
Hmm.
Now, with a 14-year-old girl, for instance, or a boy, it doesn't matter, I will use the club with them on the club. So they're holding the club and I move it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have them move it so I can see what their feel is. And you'll find that many times the feel is this way. And I don't tell them anything about it. I just say, no, that's just not what I did. This is what I did. Now you might make this motion that I'm making.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I can feel that they are trying to do the same thing that I'm doing with them. And then I will put a ball there, and I will hit it maybe from here to the end of the tee with them on the club.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll do the same thing with them, but I put a ball there and have them try to do that.
Just to the end of the tee.
Yeah. Yeah. Because what you want them to do is to get this motion here instead of this motion.
Yeah.
And every beginner does the same thing.
So with regard to full swing, that would likely be the same routine you would use for an adult as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they're a beginner. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I told that lady from Chicago. Did I tell you about her?
No.
Her husband took a lot of lessons, and he did very well. And I asked him one day, does your wife play golf? And he said, no. He took one lesson, and they wanted to get her in all these different positions, and she said, that's not for me. I won't play. So maybe a month later, he called me again, booked a lesson, and said, do you have another half hour? I said, yes. I said, is this for you? And he said, no, this is for my wife. And I said, I thought you said your wife didn't play golf. And he said, no, but she's seen my improvement, and she wants to give you a try. I said, fine. So she came up, and we started talking about what her lessons had been. And I said to her, let's forget all of that. All I want you to do is to swing the club over the right shoulder, brush the grass, and finish on your left shoulder. And she did pretty well. So she left, and she didn't come back for a lesson. But he did. And I said to him, how's your wife doing with her golf? And he said, she's having a ball. She can't wait to get to the golf course, and she's joined the 9-hole club to play with the ladies. That's all I told her. So, you know, the things they have to do are very simple things, and when you get them complicated, then it's mind-boggling.